we've got maps in. Reminder, Sentinels coming in from the upper bracket get the double map ban advantage. Fracture continues as their perma and taking away G2's best in Lotus.
It was new comps coming out, and we're starting things off early, though.
Speaks to G2's strength on the defensive side. They want to start on defense because they're way better playing.
But a feint from two important players for SEN.
Salvo's in the stun as well. Great crosshair placement though. Zekken, Jorgmo getting one as well for his troubles, and he backs himself out of there on top of it. Has slowed down the approach by Sentinels, but they do have 40 seconds left to play with. And this game of cat and mouse has just gone the wrong way, but Leaf is absolutely going to be reciprocating. That's a Steel Garden expecting an instant response, but SEN are slow themselves. Going to be limping towards the back of the side if he wants to try and make a play to push this one back here, but seconds to spare. SEN get themselves into the post plan at least, and G2 have that discipline, waiting for the smokes to dissipate. Valen earns himself two, still Leaf back against the wall. He's got to know roughly the position of Zekken. Isolated into the 1v1, all for the A's. Dodging, sliding off to the side. Ult expended! And an ace!
That 5 kills. The fake over towards A long where he collects the first. Coming back in to make sure that his team is bailed out of a tricky situation. A clutch, an ace. Spectacular individual performance.
Things here with a Hunter's Fury on top of it. Might be the cherry on top here, but still G2 are going to be drawing out blood. Leaf finds that opening, looking for a little bit more here. Armageddon is all being laid down on top. SEN posturing, trying to offer themselves up here in the raid. Has got so much to do! Absolutely absurd! The Sentinels are moving into a different spot and direction here, and it's a re-clear called with a stun in sight. There it is.
The reclears are really good from G2, though I come back to the same thing. It hasn't mattered in the late round because someone on SEN turns up.
Zekken causing all sorts of pressure. Jorgmo taking a cheeky peek out through the double doors, and the rate has fallen. 3v5 situation now for them, and Lurk plays called for. Bang, cleaned up. It's all watched for.
It's impossible for Sentinels. The clock's against them. The numbers are against them.
10 seconds left.
Surely it's around where G2 can stabilize.
Slow to a crawl here, and it's just second left to stand against it. Been offered a shoulder or two, but the round's already going to be lost, and G2 know it.
I got spike.
Playing this one back. Waiting the timeout here. Slow burn of a round, but G2 really were just picking apart SEN.
Time at all.
Just drawing for that information. It's going to be broken down, and along with that fault line, it's going to be a wall up. It's used in response. Armageddon off to the side, and it just cleans up Zekken. So road is paved up there, and still TP quick into the back, and bang! Strikes back! Doubled up with the paranoia. Leaf has to be there, instantaneous. Finally cleans this one up, and it has called for a pause. Salvo's forwards, and the rate about the guns, but finally back in action. Rifles in their hands, Sentinels not to be outdone. Bodies are going to be toppling regardless of that one, and it's all left towards Trent. Will he be given that opening? He's found the first. Stuns avoided. Shots rattled. He's got another rough position, but the timing taken there by John.
It's ultimate, the tail off. And the rest of the team take the space, actually, really nicely behind at first opportunity. They don't get shaken. They play well within the chaos.
It still plays off into the flank, but G2 don't really have much more control outside of that one. Sight's been flipped entirely here. Sentinel's still in a good spot, and that's a stun for a stun and an ult expended. Rolling thunder into your face. Uh-oh, yeah, that's a bit of miscoordination, but the aftershock pushed forwards. A bit of spam might earn himself another one. Jonah P still alive for now, but not for much longer. Zelsis and John have to join and combine their might to try and stand against this one. Salvos. It's not pretty. The heat's been turned up entirely. John can't deny it into the 1v1. And time barely there for Trent, I think.
That is so close.
It's going to be on the wire there. 0.06. Some pretty here towards Zelsis. Playing around, weaving in and out of the cages, and he's caught that timing. Bullet to the side of the head. Thing could be said of Valen.
30 seconds left.
Bang all the way up through, into the back now. There could be a timing to be taken. Zelsis still hanging on to a bit of that backside control, calling for the flood attempt, and here it is with a bit of the util. G2 though! Zekken and John QT left into this 2v3. Just the Outlaw, doubled up with the bodies, G2. Swift dismissal, and what a shot by Leaf.
You're still going into double trips, though. So SEN have a great chance at defending.
And the Raiders hard committed here. The stun's going to be missing him. Just gliding straight past with a blind and a flash. Okay, there's a trip to try and play off. Jonah P. Right over towards the top and through the wall. And the Raid dodging, weaving, ducking away. And dominating the spot that he's in. Dart in the leg doesn't stop Trent. Yet still that side is going to be opened up. Survives for now, plant down, Jorgamo, he knows he has to take those risks and loses the fight out. John QT barely alive for it, and Trent is in a very difficult spot still. Sentinels needed this one near side. Fantastic connection and a good cleanup in the end here by SEN.
Rip and tear.
Just one round of stand between them though, and that is aggression! Second punished.
What a punish. That's the play that Zeken's been going for the majority of the half. Going back Sentinels to their more defaulty setup.
G2 have a habit of this as well. It's going to be that slow squeeze over the course of the round. Celsius, risky business pushing up like this, but risks are to be taken. Your player down. Head of the spear chopped right off with Zeken falling early here. Let's see if the clearance is there, and he hears it. Footsteps onto the corner.
Valen just can't be beaten right now.
No, locked in. Almost here to G2, and it has to be heroics in the raid and John QT. Can they stand up against it? Slide to the angle here. John rattling shots. Found a raid. Guardians can't get it done.
A.
One left to do it all. It's bang. And already Leaf has his mark. Map 1. Domination in that second half here by G2.
They leveled up and found a different gear. Sentinels, they relied, I think, a little on that individual prowess to be able to get them through the first half with the lead, 7-5. That kind of cooled off a bit on their defense side. They can swap that up easily. And the analysts were talking about that. Handle G2's anticipation of the post-plant aggression. Split.
Walking all the way up though, that's okay, acknowledgement of a bit of lead still. Second! Goodness me. Rapid fire with a ghost in hand. He's just seen a shoulder, might be hunting for a little bit more. 3 in a round for him. Can he get the 4? TP's back to safety, rejoining. Walking but spotted. Just to the side here and a flash and a re-peek. Wow!
You're gonna steal his ace? No, with a nice read and
Yeah.
anticipation of where Valen is gonna end.
Great gamble. Wild cut and drops though, unexpected with the timing. Zeken caught, counts down by the ankles in that spot. Still a wide swing and a face out here with a fault line to try and supplement. John off onto the corner, just offloading all sorts of missiles, trying to slow down his approach by G2. There's 25 seconds left. There is still danger. Rolling Thunder has to be committed. G2 trying to navigate this spot nicely. Hearing that drop down though, the spam is just to try and deny. Celsius. It's 2 nice ones. Need a bit more time of the essence still. You're going to try and weave your way into the site. And John QT has denied that last ditch.
He's already been good individually on Heyman.
No signs of life until now. Bang is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. Still with that paranoia is excellent. And he calls for the fight forwards. Brilliant with the util. So the rate making sure to follow up, but G2 not done yet, not done by Country Mars. Still has a team flash, and the rate strikes right back.
The game plan here for G2 seems to be put all the pressure into Zeken.
Trying to clear him out to the angle. Easier said than done.
Send 4 next time, why don't you? 3 wasn't enough.
Here's the next test. Jorgamo, not the weapon, potentially for the job, but still he gets it done with a stinger at hand. Easing into it. In through mid. And they've got it all on lock.
Holding alone. And yet, it's not weak at all.
Need a bit more than that.
Narrate's got to be good with it.
He's behind most of his team though, he can't really use it to try and reactively help them out. Jorgamo straight in, first into the breach, round to the side, and there it is, team stun in action! And John QT not long for the world, Narrate is tucked now towards the side, a double face and discipline at G2 is all it takes to dismantle it. Zeken and Bang now left, see what they can do. Quick play, flash through, against this many players. Now impossible, 6-6, G2.
Full setup on that B side to work around the breach ultimate. You saw Celsius and John basically died before Narrate could get any value out of that.
That's a team stun.
Yeah, and forced to breach on his own teammate because the setup wasn't really there. But okay, an even half. Battled back and forwards. And remember that this is the half where SEN got dominated before. So getting 6 rounds is actually great for them.
Most of control towards A Heaven.
SEN have got a lot of room around the map.
Not a lot of time to work with though, off the back of it, but they might have time for a pivot. Especially if that fight goes the way of John, which it does. He's already overzealous though, steps over it, and Valen just drops him. Cut down at the kneecaps, Paranoia weaves in, Leaf with the peak. It's ahead, toppled and rolls. 2 players left now to do all they can. Sentinels with no real time to work with. 12 seconds. Creeping, crawling, walking around, but Celsius needs to be covered into this spot, and the salvos, well, no access whatsoever to a safe plant. Picked up by Zeken, but at this point, Fool's errand to try and go for that one. Swarmed by G2. Okay, well, pressure mounting here by Zekin. Dimensional drift, spots out of one. Essential that Jorgamo was able to get rid of that drone, but he's still going to be stunned up into the corner. He's sticking around. Finally TPing back.
What the hell is Valen doing?
Okay, TP forwards, or at least a fast flank is called for. Not sure how Valen got there into the end, but it's a plan nevertheless. Sentinels get themselves into a tight, tucked spot. Into the post. Where's the next level of things here? It's an aftershock into the corner once more, but evacuation again. Pulling back and away. G2 just trying to bleed Sentinels out. Time being bought, util held, and guns not at the ready here. Valen right from behind. Nice with the three-piece.
Lost to 100 Thieves, lost to Leviathan last year, making sure that they don't lose again.
Trying to defend this one, they don't know where the TP is, but finally, okay, set your sights onto it, Valen. He knows where this one's coming. Anchor Smoke's gonna be layered down on top of it, double TP into the back, that's Paranoia. Should be a connection onto a multitude of them. Just a clone, but not gonna be faked out for too much longer. 25 seconds left. Sen, they call for the pause, tempering the moment for just a bit.
But there's so many defenders here.
Here it is, util in their hands! Smoke's dropped down, and Valen lights them all up! Open access to the bodies here, and a fight going all the way of G2!
Want to start towards A-Ramp, want to start putting the pressure onto him early.
Might be meeting a lot of them again, the drone causes issues this time. Oh my, leg shot! He's not going to be denied that kill. Being bogged down by the multitudes of util the G2 have in their back pocket. There's another one for you. Stun forwards and whipping, hopping all around. You're going to be meeting your match into the blender.
Couldn't realize.
Rolled out.
A leg shot straight on and finish off with the shorty is how it opens up. We didn't talk about it too much, but on the previous map, first kills, 15 of them to G2, only 7 for Sentinel.
Difficulties. Slow down for now here, but the salvos, Paranoia. It's going to be pulled out. Sentinels trying to set themselves up nicely into this one. Random spam! That's the one player that could not go down with it. The pit dropped down. And Sentinels left lacking. Left gasping for air here. G2 just dominant!
We thought G2 were in survival mode in the lower bracket. They barely squeaked past some of the teams, 100 Thieves, EG. And they've got a rematch here with Sentinels, and they've come out all guns blazing. A 2-0 lead in this grand finals.
They just need to lock this one up. Don't let your foot off the gas, because Sentinels are a team that are capable.
Who moved away from running the chamber and have now started copying Sentinels in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
Try and step up, Zekin. Side steps, so Caesar's going to be dodged. A refight call for here. G2 is trying to make sure that they can remove this space, but a rifle in hand. It's bonus. There's a lot of danger towards it. Zelsis.
This round was supposed to be going over towards B. You could see because of where John was taking the spike. And instead, the Art players find so much success, but with Narrate falling,
yeah, surely leaves caught here. Again. Indeed, yeah, again. Wrapped from the side. In the right place at the right time with the weapon at hand. There's a chance with Zelsis low enough as he is.
Spike planted.
To the post plant though, plenty of ults of Senchus to expend. Angle watch for. Finds a first. Zelsis goes absolutely massive.
Again, G2 doing the same kind of stuff on the eco round, looking to try to up the tempo in A main. A flash through the smoke with the horns.
Lay it down with the horns on top of it. This eco definitely has legs, but okay, it's navigated. Tumultuous at times, but Sentinels already. Jonah P tucked to the side here. Chance and a weapon handed over, but.
So once more, Sentinels just have to stabilize and shut down a threat.
And Leaf only has the stinger though. It's a long range fight, tripled up by Sen. As you said, they only have to stabilize. Are they going to expect Jonah P right behind him? That's the question here. Move to the sides. Spraying him down. Good. Salvage again. Zelsis was a half buy on the last. Let's find the operator.
Fight in A main potentially here as well.
Yeah, really clashing. An attempt towards it though, but Jonah P is already cleaned up. Out towards Art still. It's an important fight to take. That is monstrous from Bang.
He's having a map here.
Wonderful beginning. Leaf though. Zelsis off, but okay, Zekin's there, isn't he? Can't let that go unchecked. Valen, okay, it's nice with the angle. He was pushed up, so slightly, but in that 1v2, Bang!
reverse sweep with a 13-0 on Pearl. Yeah. I mean, at the moment, it looks incredible from SEN. This should have been the round where the momentum starts to turn in the favor of G2. They got more ults.
I'm stunning on him. I'm like,
Yeah, and he certainly was.
Fighting mid on the eco. Super classic plan, and they've caught Bang in the corner. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, Zelsis in the corner.
Still, and dealing with the rate off to the side. It's an aggro play by G2.
On here.
Balance right there behind. Thorns are deaded. Supplementary. A bit more bits and pieces are led here. Balin. Oh my, it was a silent hop up, so he wasn't quite ready with a gun out, but eventually gets it. Trent, unfortunate with the timing there. He was watching that for the longest moment, but John QT has got a lot more to do though in this spot. The spike has been definitely dropped and isolated, but so are these fights. John making sure that they double up here, but the timing is missed. Just eluded them. It's been haunting them, I think, as well throughout our entire history so far this year.
It's definitely the most dramatic map posted with an operator. He didn't play with the op on this side of the map previously.
G2 trying to reclaim some of that space. What a shot! Snaps it. Bullet to the chest. Zekken is gone. Scurrying now from Sentinels to try and reclaim some of that space, but already the call is made to try and refight towards Art, and Zelsis is the next one up on the chopping block.
He had no smokes on cooldown, so he had to recall. That means Art is so open.
Instant. It's there, Jonah P with a trade. This time the discipline is reigning supreme here from G2.
But for some reason, I feel like this is going to be a 10-2 half.
Yeah, I mean, Sentinels have been winning so many of them, and it keeps rolling.
It's just moments like that.
It's been laid down now, but Trent does have the right tool for the job again. Pushing them forwards, out into the open. Salvo spraying and praying. Zelsis has gone away with murder.
He did it earlier in the half as well. G2 with an opportunity of winning a 4v5 post plan. Trying to find the timing.
It's all about the mind games here, and what a flash as well. Leap forwards with the fight. Crossfire setup is going to be set up with him and Trent as well. Just a slight peek, backing away. Trying to hope that these players open themselves up into the more, into the classics in hand. Reloads but saved. Trent off to the side, and Leaf has not been denied. Nothing can take this guy down now. 1v2, John. 3 bullets left to do it all. Wraps his way. How the hell does that happen? Leaf! It's ridiculous! For G2 to have a chance here.
And we've seen big individual moments from the SEN players. It only takes a couple.
They're stacked up. Doesn't matter that they're on an eco here. They can do some real damage, especially with that util. Sentinels!
Down B.
Leaf with only a ghost to work with and a drone in his face.
Spotted out, overwhelmed, swarmed into the spot, and this is it. G2 just really rushing into things there, not navigating the spot that they were in, and Sentinels are going to be calling for this, and it's going to be a 3-2-1 swing together. And that makes 11. Space is still being held down, and he could be that difference maker. TP in, and it's not expected. What a play!
That's so sick!
Past the Cosmic Divide.
Sentinels.
And they need to win this one. It has to be the full investment. And what's the case with the economy? Nightfall up and over. A lot of Qs cut away, but the util's going to be broken down anyway. Up through the top, Sentinels are going to be doubled up. Valen can't hear a thing. You have to rely on it. Raw reaction times, and a crossfire setup is there. G2, they let nothing slip. They hear it scurrying away. The rifles to remain.
Hook from G2. The Astra ult,
Wow.
disguising all of the audio cues so that Jorgamo can teleport into the tiniest little... Do they mix things up? Bang takes the timing inside.
All grouped up, Bang. You've been a playmaker, and you are once more. 2 immediately ripped away.
30 seconds left.
Stray spam again.
Concealment.
Any player at G2 could fall at a moment's notice, but now here it is. Second wave of the util once more off to the corner. That's a stun. Bang! Still, where's the response? Steel Garden is there. No weapons at all. Nothing to work with. Shorty in hand. Trent does the best that he possibly can.
Be post-plant setups.
Into the side. John! This could be it. Deep around so far. Enough to potentially take them to the finish line. Oh, it's expended at this point. Jonah rips away 2. But he needs more where that came from. Off to the side, Ajar with a movement. Weaving in and out. Sentinels! They've done it! Still alive! And Pearl is theirs to claim.
At the 11th hour, 2 heroes stepped up for Sentinels. Bang on a rifle round, and John Cutie with a 2K spray down with a stinger. in secret.
Definitely a case of, like, I think what G2 were just kind of not quite rushing into things, but SEN definitely had a heavy read. Not really worked. G2 are going to be making adjustments of their own. Not quite in terms of compositions. 3 players of Sentinels are still here, so anchoring onto the side, it's all onto Zelsis and Zekken. See if they can stand tall against most of this one. Only the one for Zekken before he does go down, and a pause is called for. G2 hoping that Sentinels will overplay themselves, potentially into them, but now they got to try and make a move forwards, and Zelsis could be that win condition. Not quite just a one, but yeah, right from the side, narrate. Cat is sufficiently defended there, up through tree. The Armageddon does need to be watchful. Bang, salvos at your feet as well. That's a tricky spot indeed, but already dashed in, disengaging, and now the double faces there from G2! Unanticipated with Bang's position. Takes out 2 of them immediately. Sight potentially theirs as well. The Rage is trying to pick them apart! Trades there instantaneously. Just on a perch, and he's already isolated just the one. And Valen low enough that it should just be easy business. Yes, indeed. Primed something there with the salvos held onto the appropriate angle, saturated into the corner.
He was expecting a flash.
Yeah, he was. Turned to the side, almost expecting it, as you said, pre-anticipated, and smoke fading, re-exploration again called for. Bang has to take risks in this spot. It just doesn't clear the right corner. Whiffy a little bit, but Jorgamo gets the job done.
An anti-KO setup, so mid's going to be weaker.
Can Zekken get it done? He has a lot of util to try and play with here, but already dashed back into the salvos.
To fill with bodies, and G2 just walk down mid and take the fight.
This is his own flash, I think.
But these B players can't really rotate over towards A.
Still Garden stretching over towards the side here, but this is all just fake pressure once more to saturate. Oh my, light speed, and he's out of there. Bit of a squeeze being placed now up towards tree, and just a shorty into your hands, but Bang, you got your weapon back, and the flash is impeccable. In and out, round to the side. Jorgamo with the movement, but Bang cannot be denied. His time in the sun, it's already that 2v2, and his game of timing's right from behind is taken.
He's just baiting.
Anticipating, yeah, it is just bait. Trying to pull this one out all the way. Now they know he's not on it. Very difficult task indeed for Zelsis. So 7-5 is where we stand here on a SEN G2. 2 tree players, and here it comes. Flying forwards here with a paranoia. Just about dodged and avoided here, but Zekken's in, and the knives are taken away. Great blood attempt here from G2. Slam into the corner here, and a pop flash. It was anticipated. Valen tucked to the corner. One step ahead is G2.
0 point from Jonah P.
My blind is dead.
Usually, the KOs are going to be throwing that kind of early on in the round. 20 seconds, 2 players in A main, no chance.
Great, you have the salvos to instantly break this one. You can pop out onto these players, but a Steel Garden is again going to be lying in wait here from Lee. He's going to be slowing down these players out towards the back of the side and dashing over. Jorgamo denies him at the doorstep. Saturate, potentially even better, but Zekken does put him in his place. All the way forwards now with only 15 seconds left. This is G2 jumping on the chance. Death by 1,000 cuts indeed. Sentinels between a rock and a hard place. There's no chance for them to get this spike down safely, cleanly whatsoever. 11 rounds now for G2.
Scrap together a buy. They have to. It's pointless trying to let G2 get to 12 and hoping you can win 3 attack rounds on a cent in a row. Even though the buy is going to be bad.
Finds a bit of time and a bit of space as well, but they have to deal with Trent, and it's a stun against the back wall. He's penned himself in. Skipping and hopping all the way through as well. Zekken isolates it, finds that fight indeed. G2, just relentless. Making a move on now, still with that player disadvantage. Jorgamo though cleans it up onto the side. It's all down to him into this spot. Sentinels earn themselves that breathing room.
Yeah, the value provided from that Taeho ultimate completely isolated Trent, and he did whiff on the stun. He's almost stunned himself. A little bit of nerves in the final moment.
No opportunity here against G2, and here it is. First ult going to be sent out. John QT already catching it. Conversion past Zekken. He's isolated on a bloody island. Slow to a crawl, but he still gets the one. Sentinels, can they do it? Pull it back from the brink, but again they're isolated, cut out of the sight, divided away from it, and spammed, and stuck away. SEN dropping like flies, and for G2, in all eyes, into the hands of Trent. And he delivers them that back-to-back trophy!
An outrageous way for the map to finish. Much improved over the last time that they played a SEN. And this team, like I said only a week ago, were grueling through the lower bracket.